When Adam and Eve were placed in the perfect garden, God gives them a simple yet significant piece of instruction. You are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For in the day you eat of it, you will certainly die. The tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil had both been placed in the center of the garden, not as a temptation, but as a way to test their loyalty to God. God's character of love required Adam and Eve to have the freedom to choose obedience or not. And that's why the tree of the knowledge of good and evil was in the midst of the garden. And right away, the fallen angel who had fought to exalt himself to be above God set about to tempt God's new creation. The devil, in the form of a snake, found Eve and said to her, "If you eat of this fruit, you will surely not die. For God doth know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." God had said not to eat from that particular tree. And now this serpent is suggesting that God withholding something by telling them they can't eat of it? Who would Adam and Eve trust? Who would Adam and Eve obey?
When we walk with the Lord in the light of His Word, what a glory He sheds on our way. While we do His good will, He abides with us still, and with all who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. Not a shadow can rise, not a cloud in the skies, but His smile quickly drives it away. Not a doubt nor a fear, not a sign nor a tear can abide while we trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. But we never can prove the delights of His love until all on the altar we lay. For the favor He shows, for the joy He bestows, are for them who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey.
The matter is spread out before Eve. Trust God and obey His instructions, or listen to the talking snake and take a bite of the forbidden fruit. Now I want to ask a sobering question. If you were presented with the same situation, how would your trust in God hold up? Do you know Him well enough to obey under pressure like this? With that in mind, we'll close, and I'll see you in the next episode as we find out who Eve decided to trust. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our future episodes, And feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.